And I'm just going to kind of run through some quick tips to increase your customer base on the web. So you might be getting a lot of visitors right now, and you're not getting any lead forms. And hopefully some of these tips are going to help you get there. First, let's define conversion. This can mean a lot of things, but specifically for what we're talking about on the web, this is any action that you want them to perform. So it can be anything from filling out a contact form, filling out a free quote form, newsletter sign up, white paper download, PDF download, or any other type of engagement or interaction. If, for example, you would like to track anytime someone clicks on an external link, if you point to maybe a trusted source that you work with, you can actually see how many people are leaving your site to go to this other website. Okay, and the first thing to kind of cover here, because first and foremost, you want to have analytics installed before you get started on any conversion testing or optimization. If you do not have analytics installed, definitely get that set up. And also make sure that you're tracking all of your form submissions in Google Analytics goals. And if you haven't done that before, or you're not sure how you would actually track that, the easiest way to do it is to make sure that there's a unique thank you page for your lead forms. And so that way you can just track the unique URL for that. And the other thing is, you may be getting a lot of traffic right now, but if it's not the right traffic, none of your conversion strategies are actually going to convert these users. So look to see how engaged your current audience is. What levels are they at? What's your bounce rate? What's average time on these pages that they're bouncing from? And what are the keywords driving this traffic? If it's not looking like the right audience to you, you may need some SEO first. So number one is usability and design. Good design can go a long way, and it's everything from the navigation that you have. Does it make sense for the user, to expectations that they have as well? Is your logo in the top left-hand corner? That's where users expect it. Is your phone number in the top right-hand corner? That's where users expect it. Somewhere where they can look and easily find the information they're looking for. And the other key point is you want to minimize distractions. That's kind of what this image is showing here. They're very different. There's a lot of information on both, but the latter in this study I was looking at performs best. And there's a couple of other elements as to why that performs better that I'll actually get into a little bit later. But these are really key things. If you're not sure where to start when it comes to looking at the design and looking at it from an objective point of view, you can go to sites like feedbackarmy.com, 5secondtest.com, or usabilitytesting.com, I believe. And you can get real feedback from real users. That just tricked me. I'm not sure if it tricked you. I thought my slides were so website load time is really important too. Slow load times, people are just going to leave. Your competitor is loading faster, and they offer the same services, and they're saying they have the same unique selling proposition. So load time is important. And at this point, most studies will tell you about 50% of users expect the web page to load in 2 seconds or less. So try and get that website load time down. If you're wondering how you figure out actual steps to get that load time down, you can actually just Google page speed tool, and that's going to give you Google's tool which measures your page speed. 3, having clear calls to action. This is kind of a best practice. You'll hear it from pretty much everybody. It's true. People need to know what you want them to do and how they can do it. So make sure you let them know somewhere on your site. Shortening your contact forms as well, or any lead forms that you have, is also going to help drive this. This can be a sensitive topic depending on your position in the company. Sometimes it's really hard for people to shorten their contact forms, but you need to ask yourself, do I really need their address in order to follow up to make a sale at this point in time? If you don't, take it out, because you will by far increase your conversions by having only the required fields on that form. If you're e-commerce at all, or even just if you showcase your products on your website, having high-resolution images is helpful. If you can have 360 product views, have them. It allows people to really see the product that they're considering at this point. You can't really see the difference.
I was like, that's your projector, I'm sure.
It's a little better on the
We
computer,
know what
guys.
you're going for.
Can you guess which one's the blurry one? It's the right. But no. Don't do it on different. All right, so you got the point there. The other thing you can do is make sure that your web copy and your website talks about the user and not you. You can do a little test and read your copy or your website content and circle how many times it says you versus we. And if it says we more, you need to consider a new copy strategy for your site. It's all about the user. They want to know how they're going to feel better and be more productive, or whatever it may be, in the case of your industry, with your product or services. The other thing is to also use active voice. This helps to keep customers motivated, and it puts that little sense of urgency. A lot of this is on the subconscious level, but active voice works better on the web and in general for sales. Also, this kind of really relates to what Ben was talking about. Make sure you add testimonials and social proof showing that other people like your products and services. This is an easy way to get customers to convert, and right now, let's see. Probably about, I don't have the stat right in front of me, it's about, it's over half of the people really look at customer reviews and they convert based on this. Whether it's immediate or later down the funnel, it influences them towards their purchase. So incorporate this when you can. All those Google Plus reviews that you get from using Ben's strategies, see if you can get them on your website too. This kind of relates to that. It's incorporating those trust signals. Any industry certifications you have, put them on there. That's going to help convert users too. This is also related to trust. There are a lot of studies about the impact of what a human face can do on landing pages. And it's probably why you see a lot of smiling faces on some very big corporate sites too. The faces work for the most part. Now, it's always a good idea to test. Don't just say, oh, Katie said in her presentation that a smiling girl is going to help drive some conversions for me. What you can do is run a test. Run a face one against one that doesn't have a face and see what works, and then keep refining from there. In this case, it worked for Basecamp, or 37 signals, and it increased their conversion by 102%. The other thing is to be relevant. So, what you want to do is make sure that your keywords coming into your landing pages are relevant for the user, that you don't have the wrong keywords driving traffic to some page that's not even about what someone's searching for, because they're just going to leave. You want to make sure that you're also providing the user with what they expect to see. So really dig into analytics, drill down to keywords, landing pages, and be relevant to what their expectations are and what they're looking for. For example, you would never want to use the same landing page. I don't say never, but someone who finds your site from Twitter, for example, is going to expect a little more information on the landing page than someone who just came from like a really long blog post that goes in depth about something. So you can consider the relevancy based on a lot of these factors. You can also be creative on the site. I mean, Amazon and eBay, like, they do really good at this. It's just, you might also like this, you just bought this after checkout. You might also want to take a look at this, or other people viewed these similar items that viewed the same ones as you. that really works too when you can do that. Don't think you need some automated system for that. If you have a small site, you can build that into modules or on the page and make it seem like it's automated if you want. I mean, always start somewhere, right? Another way to be creative is to do something fun with your thank you page. Most thank you pages just say thank you, and they're a blank page with the copy. One things you can do are offer special purchase codes, like this one in the image does, offer other special discounts. You can showcase some of your other website areas and products or services, have someone sign up for newsletters, other deals and specials, get them to share on social media, and you can even ask them to give you a review if that's something that would work for your business. Remarketing is also another neat thing you can do to bring back the traffic that's already been to your website and get it to convert again. And remarketing is nice because it's automated, right? You won't have to do something every day to keep this up to date. And you can segment your users as well if you have a lot of different service areas. And I think that, Erica, you have the stat 4 times, doesn't users who are remarketed to come back 4 times more and convert?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is. I can make something up if you want me to.
I believe they convert 4 times higher than a standard site visitor. So definitely remarket to users if that's something you can do. And then there's also drip email marketing campaigns. This is, again, another way to automate your processes, and it allows you to market very relevant content to users based on the actions that they take. So if you send out an email blast and someone clicks on more information about client, it showed me that people were searching, regular return customers were searching for product numbers, or for clients that were really familiar with the products already but not necessarily the company, were typing in product numbers. If it wasn't coming up, they would leave the site. So having this insight and making sure your search function is actually working correctly is good to know. And if you have topics that people are searching for and leaving, and you realize, hey, that's relevant, but we don't have a page associated with that, you can create content according to that as well. So this kind of relates to what I was talking about, segmenting your traffic. You can segment your traffic and target conversion strategies just based on their traffic source. So one thing you can do is, you might notice that Facebook users are really into a certain page on the site, and that they're staying and they're engaged on that page, they're reading their information, but they're not taking any actions that you want them to from that page. You can try testing something just for them or against that. And really the most important thing, I've said it throughout, it's just a matter of testing. Like, no website's the same. Every group of users is going to be different. Your users are constantly evolving, not only with their preferences and likes, but also the way and how comfortable they feel with the web. So always test. And if you aren't sure what to test, do the things like I was saying in the first slide. Go to Feedback Army, go to user testing, try and gain some insight there to get you kickstarted. And if you want to learn additional information, you can look up the LIFT model. This is pretty widely known, and also kind of gives you the basic structure of things you need to look out for. You know, ask yourself these questions. What is my value proposition? Am I relevant? Am I being clear? Am I providing a sense of urgency? Speaking in active voice? And am I making sure not to create anxiety within the user? And am I distracting them with other things that I shouldn't be? Is the thing I want them to do the first thing that I notice on the page? So that's pretty much it. And I think that the